Hey guys, in this urgent audio podcast message, we're going to talk about some of the easiest trades that you could be taking with utilizing very simple options strategies. Some are on the call side, some are on the bear side. I'm going to break them down from the standpoint of how to trade the geopolitical games. Geopolitical games produce some of the lightning fast moves in the markets at times. And it is shocking that we have only seen slight movements due to the current geopolitical tensions. So let me break down the chain of events that could lead to explosive gains if you trade these options on the right side of the market within the required time frame, as it is always important to pay attention to the size of the move in relation to the time frame and understanding market conditions when options are severely underpriced, as they are in certain market sectors at the moment. So what is happening is something that is totally masqueraded by the public media. So let me just reverse some verbiage, or actually substitutes some verbiage for some of the headlines that you have been seeing over the course of the past week. So there is a complete misunderstanding by the market participants as to what really United States gives the permission to Ukraine to use long-range missiles against Russia. Okay, I don't know who comes up with these bullshit titles, but what the title should really say: United States attacks Russia with long-range ballistic missiles. There's no such thing as United States giving Ukraine the permission to strike Russia. It's not like Ukraine is like, oh, when can we strike Russia? When can we do it? No, we got the missiles here. Why do you think the fuckers still have not done it? It's because they cannot do it, because United States navigates the long-range missiles that are on Ukraine soil. So the command center is in the United States. The buttons are fucking pushed in the United States. Those long-range missiles cannot fly unless United States fucking flies them. So why the fuck is the whole world in the media lying to you about what the fuck is going on? So if the title actually read, United States attacks Russia, okay, which is really what has fucking happened, where do you think the price of gold would be? Yes, we have nailed a simple gold trade last week that went anywhere from 20 to 40x, depending on the time you bought, expirations, and the strike prices. Last Sunday, okay, United States said, we are declaring fucking World War III. We're officially launching ballistic missiles into Russia. And fucking gold opens like 6 points higher. Now, clearly, the market becomes to awaken shortly after that. That was a week ago on a Sunday. I'm recording this message today ahead of the Sunday night open, ahead of the Monday open. Tomorrow is the beginning of the Thanksgiving week. And normally, nobody expects anything to happen on Thanksgiving week, with the exception that history dictates there are some moments in the history, such as Monday of Thanksgiving in 2018, where VIX goes up 40%. And the market is asleep. Nobody can believe VIX can fucking jump on Thanksgiving week, but historically, there are some precedents where that did take place. So while the market is completely asleep, everybody buying calls, some of the greatest, craziest fucking trades are going to be made tomorrow and the first week of December on the put side. But let me finish the analysis of the gold trade here. So gold is up close to 200 points within the week, where market basically does absolutely nothing. Okay, I pointed out, if you were trading with me or if you were a part of the group, that we have a very rare circumstances. We have gold moving higher, we have bonds finally catching a bid, moving higher. And considering the bearish thesis for bonds, the only time bonds would actually catch a bid is when the war is about to escalate to a proportion that nobody's currently seen it possible. So basically you have United States dollar moving higher. US dollar moves higher. Well, clearly there's a whole history of US dollar moving higher under the presidency, Reagan presidency in the 80s, and Trump taking the office clearly is the same sign for dollar to go higher. But very rarely do we have a circumstance where gold moves higher, dollar moves higher, bonds move fucking higher, okay, and the market does not drop. Or should I rephrase that? The market does not drop yet, which creates one of the greatest short selling opportunities of all times, okay? Options on the put side are stupidly underpriced, which meets the conditions, or at least one of the conditions for you to buy puts. Number two, you've got a catalyst that is so crazy on the political stage that historically creates colossal moves, at least short term. And as a trader, that's what you wish for, okay, is big moves in the market short term. The reason I say short term is because that's when you don't have to buy an option that expires in 6 months or a year. When it is obvious when the market is going to move, all you need is to buy option that covers that time frame. And considering you can nail the time frame, you're going to end up paying a lot less for an option at the moment where the move expansion is about to begin. And those are the conditions to put together 10, 20, 30x, 100x trades in the market. So we got a condition of correlations where gold, oil, okay, have moved up this week, but have not gone crazy in a crazy kind of way. So some of the easiest trades you could be putting in, basically the war will escalate. There's no doubt about it. And guys, nobody's talking about it, but this is why you come to 13 Market Moves, to hear something that nobody else is fucking paying attention or talking about yet, because ultimately everyone will be talking about what I'm talking about right now. So, as you know, Trump is known as the biggest negotiator, right? One of the things with negotiations, okay, you have to literally start with some big fucking numbers, okay? You start with big numbers, and then you agree somewhere in the middle. You know Trump's promise, right? Hey, I'm going to stop a war in Ukraine, my first day in the presidency, all that stuff. Well, considering that promise, okay, it makes sense, okay? Put the two and two together, okay? Biden didn't officially come out and say, oh, hey, well, I'm the one that fucking authorizing missiles. We're finding from all the other people, and Trump is being silent about it. Normally to hear Trump come out and say, hey, this is bullshit, this is not the way to do it. Trump is quiet on this. Why? Because it plays in his favor, okay? War escalation right now to the extreme makes Trump's job so much easier to come in January and say, fuck it, I'm going to put an end to it. I'm going to be the fucking hero, okay? It plays well for him, for the war to escalate to phenomenal proportions over the course of next 2 months, so he can look like a fucking hero when he comes into office, okay? This is the simplest, okay, explanation why war escalation is actually happening. So potentially we have a round-trip trade, right? At some point, yes, there is going to be serious signs at the negotiating table. But at this moment, to bring all parties to a negotiating table, by definition of negotiations, you gotta elevate the fucking stakes to the moon, to where people actually say, oh my God, fuck, this shit is totally out of control. We gotta do something about it. And that's when people will come to a negotiation table and they will figure out an agreement of some kind to stop this war. But until you absolutely fucking escalate this shit to the point where, I mean, the ground is shaking and everybody's fucking scared in Europe. I mean, them European bitches, this is embarrassing, guys, which leads me to the next trade, okay? Europe is just like United States, bitch. It is unbelievable. Like, if you are a citizen of Europe, I would be fucking embarrassed, right? You elected leaders for each one of your countries in European Union. They absolutely do everything to demise the economic conditions of Europe because United States have planned it so. So fucking idiots in Europe, they dumped the ability to buy Russian gas cheaply on the United States promise that United States now is going to supply them with liquefied gas. Well, liquefied gas from the States, okay, like I'm not going to, it deserves a whole separate video because there's so many moving components to supply enough liquefied gas to Europe, okay? And it's not like an overnight solution to build out these terminals for Germany and to be able to pump the kind of capacity that it historically gets from Russia. We're talking about years. We're not talking about, we're not talking about 1 year. We're talking about 4 or 5 years. So basically, the whole Europe, like a little bitch, plays alone the game of the United States, and they're like, okay, I guess just fuck us. So the whole Europe is getting fucked because now winter is approaching, okay? And when gas was cheap, like there was a point a few months ago when gas was trading down to like in the dollar range, like $1.60, $1.70, $1.80. It was under $2, right? And when it was trading at that level, United States said to Europe, fuck you, we're not selling you any gas. Why? United States has zero fucking interest providing Europe with gas at dirt cheap prices. So what do you think is happening now? United States want this war fucking escalation so gas prices would go to the fucking moon. That was a trade we took last week when natural gas was trading at $2.80 in the expectation of natural gas prices breaking out. So natural gas calls, okay, most of you don't even trade them. Most of you have no clue how big of a natural trade can historically be, because we've nailed some natural gas trades in the past, in not so distant past, guys, and some of them paid out 50 to 1. So I think we got similar circumstances. Natural gas last week pumps from 280 all the way to 351. If you're part of that trade and you held through the week, you guys made some phenomenal money on that trade. So now natural gas has pulled back to about 320 at the time I'm recording this message. But the question to ask is not where's natural gas now. The question is how much higher natural gas is going to go in order for United States to say, hey, Europe, you're fucked so bad. Now you're going to pay us whatever the fuck we want for natural gas. And I think that point is probably going to be $7, $8. So natural gas at 320 right now, if you're buying 5.0 strikes on natural gas going into the next couple of months of expirations, they can pay out huge when natural gas prices are going to hit $7, $8. And, historically, like the whole year, right, we're trading between $2, $1.80 up to $2.80 within that range. We just broke out of that range. Part of the reasons why we finally initiated the trade on natural gas last week, because we saw that there is an overwhelming evidence that natural gas will absolutely break above the 3 level, which sort of been a major resistance for natural gas. Now that we're above that, I mean, the sky's the limit. Natural gas prices will fly. They will absolutely fly. The only question is whether you're going to be a part of this trade, whether you're going to get a good entry, good strike, good expiration. Which a lot of that I just generalized. But guys, most of you, you're going to fuck up this trade. That's why you should call 13 Market Moves and trade this with a coach, okay, to make sure that you're getting into the absolute perfect moment, okay, which most of you guys, unfortunately, I mean, you fucked that up. I mean, that's the reality. The reason I know, because I've dealt with thousands of traders over the years, and an average trader always hesitant to buy calls when shit is dropping, and, buy puts when shit is going up. But that's exactly what is required to put a 50x trade together. So don't fuck it up. Face your emotions. Trade with 30 market moves coach so you can nail the next 50x trade. Actually, there's like 7 of them right now. There's 7 potential 50x trades that you could be getting in tonight when futures open at 6 p.m. trading options on futures. Okay, so I think I've covered the natural gas trade here. Basically, it's in the United States' interest to drive natural gas prices to the max, okay? And it is only when they're going to drive the prices on natural gas up to the fucking moon, it's only then United States is going to be interested in supplying natural gas to Europe at those highly elevated prices, because only at that point it makes financial interest. When natural gas was trading between $1.50 and $2, United States said, fuck you, Europe, we ain't selling you any natural gas. All right, wait till prices hit $7, $8. Europe will be able to get all the natural gas they need at those prices, I promise you. So basically, while Europe is getting fucked, okay, it is in, Europe's got some intelligent people, but like these intelligent people have elected some of the worst fucking leaders for the countries. I mean, the whole Europe is Europe is on the verge of a fucking collapse, okay? European Union won't exist the next 5 to 10 years. It's gonna be fucking gone. So that's a much bigger trade I'll cover, in a different video, okay? But for the purpose currently, okay, simplest trades are you buy the shit out of gold calls. Gold has not made enough of a move to reflect a headline which should have read United States attacks Russia with long-range missiles. Okay, the move in gold does not represent that headline. Okay, people that could read between the headlines been buying gold the whole fucking week. Okay, which war or escalation of war to the proportions that nobody was calculating it to go to is the reason. I'm not even talking about nuclear war. I'm talking about Russia, okay, inventing the fucking undisputable weapon that can reach anything in Europe within minutes. I mean, this thing travels at a speed of 2,000 miles per fucking second. A hypersonic, Mach 10 speed, okay? And nobody can stop this mid-range missile. There's not a system in the world that can fucking stop it. So now you're talking about bringing Europe to its fucking knees when they made all these bad decisions to be United States bitch? Well, they fucking deserve it as far as I'm concerned. I feel bad for the people, okay? But I don't feel bad for the fucking, people that put Europe in this type of circumstance. Basically, working against your own people will never last, because people will always rise and governments will fucking fail. And that's exactly the type of situation Europe is in. I'm not even saying that this is what's going to happen. It is happening now. German government is fucked. Who fucked German government? They fucked themselves, okay, by not looking out for their own interests, okay? So, and by not looking out mainly for the interests of their people. There's only one fucking guy in the world that is looking out for the interests of his country and his people, and that's Russian president. That's it. So, considering the leadership, okay, there's no joking around here. Russia, within days, can bring fucking Europe to its knees. Europe cannot defend itself. And with this new technological advances, okay, United States made a fucking iPhone. All right, hoopty fucking who? Russia just made the fastest fucking hypersonic missile that nobody can defend itself against. And gold is only up like 180 points for the week. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck? I mean, wait till this trade is going to catch on. I wouldn't be shocked if gold goes above 3,000 next week. I wouldn't be shocked if, in the next few weeks, there's a moment where gold is reaching 3,000, going above 3,000. But the question is, how much will gold move overnight? That's what you need to know in order to put your position on gold calls. So with gold calls, clearly, another sector that will benefit from all these escalations and developments is oil. Oil, natural gas, okay? Some of the recent developments, a lot of countries in Europe are pissed because United States just a few days ago set some new sanctions on Russia. So basically, there was still a few banks that United States were allowing Europe to pay Russia through to buy some oil and to buy some natural gas. Now, it's all gone. So basically, United States cut off the lifeline that kept Europe surviving. Now that that lifeline is gone, fucking good luck. Oil is going to go to the moon. Gold is going to go to the moon. Natural gas is going to go to the moon. So these are the trades, guys, on the call side. Now, let me talk to you about a few trades on the put side. Put side, historically, Bitcoin does not perform well during war escalations, okay? Considering the run-up in Bitcoin and considering the deteriorating chart in some major cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, okay, they have a high probability of a major move to the downside, which coincides exactly with the moment where the majority of traders have been sitting there entire week waiting for Bitcoin to break above 100,000. And one of the most hated messages I posted in the last week was that Bitcoin, before it actually breaks above 100,000, it has actually a probability of dropping to the 30,000 point range first before it ever breaks above 100,000. So Bitcoin got pretty close, 98, 99,000. It's within a few hundred, but every attempt of Bitcoin to break above 100,000 has failed. Also coincides with the moment where fucking Jim Cramer on CNBC goes bullish on Bitcoin. He's like, oh yeah, Bitcoin it is, 100,000. We're going to break it by Monday. Good fucking luck with that strategy. To go fucking bullish at the very fucking top of something, you can't even call that a strategy. And yet, there are traders that are sitting there praying that Bitcoin will break above 100,000, where the probability of that happening almost is non-existent. The probability, however, just to give you some statistics, during the escalation in Iran, Bitcoin dropped 12% within 12 minutes. Ethereum dropped even more. So, historically speaking, cryptocurrencies can make some major drops on escalation of war. And I think that is exactly what's going to play out. Now, you should also understand that those historic drops are a trading opportunity, because most of the time on war escalations, things make a rather sharp drop, which is always followed by a bounce. So we're talking about a trade. We're not talking about a long-term position here. But this is where you make the most money, when you understand the time frame. When you trade options, you understand the time frame within which a bigger size move is going to take place. You take that time frame, you take options out of the money that nobody can fucking think are going to hit, and this is how you, in certain instances, can nail 50x, 100x, 150x, because market consensus a price in a certain move, while you can already see a much bigger move in development. So that's the big secret trade in options, guys. And we're facing this moment now. So short the hell out of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, short term, there is major size downside move that's fixing to happen. By the way, it's totally contradictory to the trading setup of Thanksgiving week, because historically cryptocurrencies do extremely well during the Thanksgiving week. But again, let's not forget some of the historic precedents where when everyone is pricing Thanksgiving week to be very bullish, okay, it ends up very bearish. And the precedent was November 2018. Also important to know that after November 2018 is played out, in December of 2018, we get a major move in the markets to the downside. If you study the history of 2018 between September and December, for the first time, we're actually seeing weakness in some of the major technology stocks. So you may be confused, why is that important? Well, under the radar, while the market seems to pull out a weak ass move higher during the trading session on Friday, if you really look underneath the hood, what's really been happening is they have been selling NVDA as we predicted here on 30 market moves. They've been selling NVDA. NVIDIA was down Friday by more than 3%, while some bullshit stocks were going higher on low volume. To rephrase this, the best stock in the world could not go higher on the best earnings report in the world. Instead, it went lower 2 days in a row after report. That is not fucking bullish. So, in 2018, to draw a parallel, you had a situation where after going into September of 2018, one of the most leading stocks was Amazon, and it started losing its ground after hitting all-time highs in September of 2018. It started slowing, deteriorating until Amazon really collapsed. You won't believe when. It was Christmas of 2018. In a half day of trading, Amazon sets a low. So Amazon really would be an equivalent of NVIDIA now. So I'm seeing NVIDIA making more lows as we progress between now and December. Potentially NVIDIA hitting the low the week of Christmas. So things are going to get pretty wild at a time frame where 100% of Wall Street analysts will tell you otherwise. Well, I will tell you one thing. You will never make big money if you will listen to what 100% of consensus is telling you where the market is going or where a particular stock is going. Because majority of the people are always fucking wrong, because they're always not considering something that's about to happen. They're always not pricing something that's about to take place. 62 analysts strong buy on NVIDIA ahead of the earnings. 6 hold analysts and 0 sell analysts, and the stock does nothing but drop lower 2 days in a row. What does that tell you? They don't fucking know. They don't have a fucking clue. They may have a long-term view on NVIDIA, which could be agreed with, but as a trader, long-term view in NVIDIA don't do shit for you. You have to have a clear path of understanding when things are mispriced in the market, when majority of the people are wrong, which majority of the people are fucking wrong now. So, I wouldn't even call a crypto short, BTC short, shorting them with options at this point, a low probability move. It is a high probability move. So with that said, I just basically gave you another trade, but you wouldn't necessarily trade NVIDIA by trading actual NVIDIA. You could, but there's going to be some other stocks which are going to be dropping by a much greater extent than NVDA. So what you want to do is you want to identify those stocks that are highly correlated to NVIDIA and place options bets on those. And if you guys really want to know what those are, you get in touch with 13 Market Moves Coach. Guys, I got to roll, okay? We're trading crypto right now as we speak. Do not miss the market open at 6 p.m. today. And for those of you that still don't know that the market opens at 6 p.m. Sunday, not fucking Monday at 9:30, you will miss the biggest trading opportunities of your life over the course of the next 90 days. Why? Because I'm telling you, if you look at the Trump's presidency, okay, most of the market moves were not happening during regular trading hours. Most of the big market moves during Trump's presidency were happening after hours, which means if you don't have your account set up properly, if you cannot trade options on futures, which, by the way, are not subject to PDT, so it doesn't matter the size of your account, you can place unlimited trades. Guys, if you're missing these small components of trading, you're missing your edge. And if you're trading without a fucking edge, there's no way you're going to be able to put 50x to 100x trades. So pay close attention. Or maybe watch this video, audio message twice, okay? I've given you some clues as far as what is possible. But in order to make sure you capitalize on this, the easiest path to get in there is getting in touch with the 13 Market Moves Coach now at 13marketmoves.com or 13mmtv.com. Dare to nail the next 50x trade with a 13 Market Moves Coach. Let's roll.